There's Kate on the front of a lot of the papers this morning, flying the flag for the royal family, and also positive headlines for the King as well.
Yes, we're sort of seeing, I think, the royals back to work. Obviously, we've had all the negative headlines over the last week or so with Spare, and clearly it's been dominated by the sort of rival royal court over in California. But now it's back to our British royal court doing what they do best, which is getting back to work. You know, and I think you see that very much with the Princess of Wales. This is a real legacy project for her. This is something that she's been passionate about for years. This intervention into the early years is something that she's long campaigned for. And I just know from my personal experience, whenever I've visited nurseries with her or primary schools, she does have this most wonderful knack, and she seems most at ease when she's with small children, and she loves it, and she's passionate about it, and so for her it would be a delight.
What is her big intervention? Because I know that she is wonderful with children and she cares very much about those early years, but I mean, I feel we've seen this photo op many, many times, and whilst it is great to see her out and about, and you know, she is a megastar for the royals.
Yes.
What's she trying to change?
Well, she's set up her own institution now into this whole arena. So I think you're going to see more of this. Yeah. But I think where she's sort of moved it on is she's got academics involved, she's got scientists involved. And I think she really believes that if she keeps putting the spotlight on this, she's going to eradicate a lot of issues that come out later in life by intervening now. So this issue isn't going to go away. You're going to continue seeing her going into nursery schools because that's her thing. That's what she wants to do.
Now, great big story, hugely positive publicity for King Charles, have to remember that.
Yes.
6 wind turbine farms going on Crown Estate land. Potentially that would be a £1 billion windfall for his coffers.
Yes.
He's giving a quarter of that back to the Treasury or back to the government.
Yeah, I mean, this is very interesting. It's the front page of the Express. The Mail have got it as well. All of the papers are running with it. I think when you think back to the King's very first Christmas speech, you know, he talked about the crisis of living. He made it very clear that he understood what people are going through. And I think in this era where the monarchy absolutely has to justify its existence, it cannot be seen to be a drain on the taxpayer's purse. So that's why we're seeing Charles spearing up a slimmed-down monarchy and cutting back in that respect. But to actually be giving a huge sum of money back to the British public, I mean, we don't know how it's going to be distributed.
Yeah, that's slightly worrying. I was saying he should write something down because don't trust the government to spend it.
And I think that's what most people will be thinking. OK, well, it's all very well and the good intention coming from the monarchy, but how's this going to be distributed? Because actually, the energy that this will generate will, I think, fuel 7 million homes. So it will make a massive difference. And I think the King is going to be absolutely aware of the fact that that needs to be distributed properly. And also, within this story as well is the suggestion that he wants to lower what he takes back from the sovereign grant. So it's gone up to 25% to finance this huge refurbishment at Buckingham Palace, but he wants it to drop back to 15%. And I think all of that is going to make people think, OK, well, if that's the case and they're not being greedy, is the monarchy good value for money? Yes, it costs 110 million a year, but actually, when you break that down, I'm not quite sure of the exact figure. But it's under £2.
And we think the coronation is not going to be perhaps as lavish as some people thought.
Yes, I mean, I think that listen. When you speak to the palace, they make it very clear that it's not going to skimp on pomp and pageantry. You're going to have a wonderful spectacle.
That's what they're great at.
Of course, and that's what people want to see. And for most people, this will be the very first coronation that they will see in their lifetime. So it's important. It puts Britain on the world stage, but it doesn't need to be a sort of long, drawn-out affair with unnecessary hangers-on and costing what it did, perhaps, for the Queen's coronation back in 53.
It was over 3 hours, wasn't it? Nearly 4 hours.
It's not going to be as long.
It was, and
no one has
that attention span, quite frankly. In an age of Instagram and TikTok and everything else, no one's going to watch for hours and hours. But they want to tune in and they want to see a pomp and pageantry and a spectacle, and you will see that. But in terms of the cost, it is going to be scaled back because, again, I just think the monarchy knows that it cannot be seen to be draining the public purse. It will get criticised and attacked for doing so.
You've got 30 seconds, Katie. Just one quick word on America's continued fixation with Lady Di.
Well, this is Kim Kardashian, isn't it? And she has spent £160,000 on a piece of jewellery that was once worn by Princess Diana. It's a Garrard piece. Diana wore it on quite a few occasions, and I think it just goes to show the value of the royals, the impact of Diana, and if you're Kim Kardashian, I mean, what's £160,000, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Peanuts to her.
Exactly. First of all, it was Madonna. Now she wants to emulate Lady Di.
Yeah.